5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I'm he and he is me. Yeah, I'm a few minutes off, but yeah, we're here. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Tonight, man, we're going to touch on something, man, that I think that will be fine, interesting. Just a question. Just a thought. But while we're waiting, we're going to let some people get in the room. Let me know if you can hear me. As you come in the room, throw your thumbs up. Welcome. Letting a few people get in the room. Taking care of some administrative stuff. Give me a second. Just bear with me. We're going to get into it. Hope everybody had a nice day, productive day. Awesome thing to wake up in the morning and have your health and strength. There's so many people who don't. Now that we all here, the gang's here. Those people are coming in, that is. Welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm gonna dive right into it. I'm not gonna waste no time tonight. I'll post it up here. I'm gonna let y'all see it on Facebook first, and then we'll get into it. I'll post it on Instagram. You know, when we get into involvements with people, we don't consider the baggage that we bring, directly or indirectly. So a lot of things we don't consider in thought, right? So this is the topic for the evening if you are just joining us. Hang on, I'm putting it up on Instagram. There it is. Omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? There's so many ways that this could come into play in new relations or new situations that people are unaware or unbeknownst to. The question is, are you sharp enough, or are you willing to be forthcoming before someone else's truth comes out about you in the midst of your new dealings? That's the question. A lot of times people think, well, you're not owed that courtesy of some shit that you may have done or been privy to or been a part of. And that's your prerogative. But then you think about the choices that you make when you don't come forward and forthcoming when you have that information. This information is power. Oh no, it's not a lie. Why isn't it a lie? Why is omission not a lie when it comes to your past? Someone said no, it isn't. In my opinion, it is. So I beg to differ. I'm stating this for a plethora of reasons. So the question, if you're just joining the room tonight on the Romello Marcellus Show, is that is omission. Omission is a lie. Is it a lie when it comes to your past, when you're engaging in new relations? Should your new partner know about some of the fucked up shit that you've done? And we've all done some crash dummy shit, but should they be privy to that? Or, I mean, let me say this. It's not something you got to lay out, but let's say that you embarked into a situation where this could potentially become privy to your new partner. Will you be forthcoming or not? Or would you continue to say what they don't know won't hurt them? And I'm saying this because, you know, I was listening to the song, and the verse that Drake did on that Young Blue album or song was so on point, where, you know, he's been out places and his ladies hug folks, and he knows to hug, because he's given that hug numerous times before with those that he's been with. But there was something that she didn't discuss with her new dude. Spaces, things, and places. I will say this much though. We're not that complex with our shit. Our whole mode would be to never ever allow our paths to cross in those situations, and when we saw them, it'd be always a curvature to where we would go and do. But females, on the other hand, y'all a mess. Y'all mess with a dude, turn him into a business partner, contact, post flyers, and go to events and push events, and turn your new dude on to him to shake your hand like he's your cousin and brother and a whole bunch of other shit. I'm I'm just telling the truth. So, I mean, honestly, is omission a lie or not when it comes to your past? Let's see who we got in the room. Got Lana Fierce in the room, DC Trap Wings in the room, Lady Red, the Fred, LA Fred and LA Fred and Brady in the room. Toy and the Black Vegans in the room. Welcome. Let me see who's on this side over here. Stanley Hughes. What's up, brother? He's in the room. Shell Willis is in the room. Good evening all. The question, if you're just joining the room tonight, is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? And that's i.e. moving on to new relations. Do you let your new partner know what you've been involved with, especially when you are out in situations that your ex situations can appear? Or do you allow your partner to be out there willy-nilly and potentially blindsided by your bullshit? We've all been there, I'm sure, at some point in time. We've all been messy. It's a teachable moment. Mallory Carver's in the room. Welcome. Welcome. So, to say the least, I guess tonight in the midst of this conversation, I got one big no. I mean, in all honesty, there's got to be some truth to that. I guess on their part. But yeah, I think it does things to. What's up, folks? What's up? What's up? I think it does something to the fabric of a relationship when those kind of things happen, because you know how it can be played in choices that if someone sat back and looked at it, you're keeping doors open, potential doors open, you know, or you thought about the other individual's position and privacy as opposed to the one you're with. Or you could be settling for the one you're with and wanting the one that ain't there. There's a lot of conclusions that could be made. Unless we are spilling out our complete past with one another from day one, we are all omitting things. The hope is that once paths may cross, that should be considered and mentioned. Okay? Yeah. In that order, I guess. But how many people are really going to be that forthcoming? I mean, think about it. You got some high mileage folks out here. They ain't going to be telling you every time they, yeah, well, yeah, and yeah, and. I'll say this, and I'm speaking for men. The worst position you could put a man in is you be a, how do I say this? A HMW. Since everybody's using acronyms for HMV and HBW, you know, whatever. A high mileage woman and put his face with her. You made that motherfucker an unwilling participant in your bullshit. When in all actuality, you should have gave him the choice. See, double standards always exist. Y'all say y'all want the choice and decisions and making and all that kind of stuff, right? So where does our choice come in? When do we get to make the choice? So y'all females, y'all take a dude where y'all been with other guys. Nothing sacred. That's how messy y'all can be. We won't do that. Just for the fact and the risk that we might get jammed up in that situation. Yeah. just joining the topic tonight, once again, is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Think about it. Hang on, give me 1 second. Oh, okay, I'm jumping back on. What's the question? The question is, omission, is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Omission, is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? That's the question. How much should you share about your past when moving into something new? How much should you share about your past? Omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? How much should you share when it comes to your past? I mean, I know it's common sense, you're not going to share everything, you know, but when does it become important, or when does it become a need to share things about your dealings and with whom you dealt with, you know? I think one of those issues too is, shit, how much were you sharing? Were you that promiscuous or no? You know, soul ties are a motherfucker. And a lot of times, you know, people move around and they don't understand why they're warm with things in their spirit, and it's a lot of times who you laying with. And that's just facts. So, yeah. I believe you should share when things happen, meaning things arise where you're the first to know that you're in a situation or scenario where you will cross paths with someone. Here's an analogy I gave to someone. Ladies, just think about it. You with a guy, and he takes you to a hair salon. And he speaks about how the hair salon is good and so on and so forth. And you just go get a wash and curl or whatever. But the persons, I guess, in the salon see him drop you off, right? Now you go in and you begin to get your hair done. And while you're in the chair or whatever, after the stylist does what they do, you begin to have your hair fall down in patches. Right? Now once he returns and picks you up, you find out that he used to have something with this person that owned the salon. And she saw you get dropped off by him. Now, he never told you that. So unbeknownst to you, you jumped in someone's chair not knowing what kind of animosity he had or she had with one another, and you became the unwilling victim in that situation. When, if they'd have shared that with you from the beginning, I think that there would have been a different choice made. Yeah. I mean, same with fellas. I mean, how many times have we been around other people introduced to fellas and shit, find out later, shit, she was getting banged by the dude. Omission. Is it a lie when it comes to your past or not? That's the topic of the evening. Omissions. Why you gotta mention stylists? Hey man, it was just an analogy. I just wanted to give an example of how things can play and become messy, and I apologize, but like Bob says, who the cap fit, let them wear it. So, if you're just joining tonight, once again the topic is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Okay, so on the side, if someone says, I think if it's something that's going to directly affect the current relationship, it should be told. Kudos. Thank you. Things that you obviously know you will face in the future. Things that you know that you will face in the future should be explained. People are messy, and to clear that up proactively at the beginning is much more respected. Man, let me put this up here. This is so on point. I mean, my thing is, if you out here slutting, and that men or women, you need to put it out there. You need to let whoever you're with know, man, look, this is the kind of life I led. I don't know what it is you're seeking from me, what your expectations are of me, but this is who I was, but this is not who I am now. You know, you're dealing with the now, but here's everything. And this is before you get to that point where you're attaching feelings and emotions and those kind of things and investing and, you know, trying to grow something with someone. That way you have an opportunity to garner the respect and continue to expound on any integrity that's there from the beginning, you know. Someone can appreciate your truth when it's not something that's pressing, meaning that you were backed in the corner and now you got to talk about it, you know. You out somewhere and you with your guy or with your woman and some person's pressing up on them or saying some shit out of the way to them because they've been that familiar with them. It happens. And the person is sitting there who doesn't know anything about it, looking at both of y'all like y'all lost your minds. And then they may want to rise to the occasion and try to defend something and get fucked up because you were fucked up from the beginning. Yeah. So, is omission, is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? That's the question. That's the topic tonight. That's the question. I believe, like I said, you know, usually when you're walking right, you don't have to look for things. Someone said, let that shit go. Don't know what that is.
Enjoy.
This is another Infosol production. Fossil Prod.
This is an original instrumental. Soulful music. Enjoy.
This is another Infosol production.
So yeah, if you're just joining tonight, once again, the topic is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past?
This is an original instrumental.
That's the question. That's the topic.
Soulful music.
Yeah. I mean, some things you can omit, but I mean, you don't have to get into gory details, but some shit you do need to know.
This is another Infosol.
And the only ones that would be in the defensive of things has got some shit that they want to not share or keep, and, you know, beyond that. However, I believe you shouldn't have your dude out there looking dumb. Say it again. I think this has a lot to do with insecurities. Actually, no, it doesn't. Let me say this to you. The worst thing in the world is for you to be in a room and everybody knows the joke except for you, and you become the punchline of the joke based on your interaction or who you hold your loyalties to. Yeah, that's a bad feeling. Everybody's laughing and whispering and talking about you or your significant, and yeah, you have no clue. So what I'm saying to you is, unbeknownst to the person that you're with, they don't know. So there's no reason for them to be insecure. They don't know that this shit is going on or going on. Okay? So insecurity or securities is not a question here. Let me read this. Someone said, man, what? Absolutely, you don't want the whole room knowing your man or woman is a hoe but you. Say it again. Say it again. But here's the thing. Even if that's the case, give the individual you with to say, you know what, fuck it. I like you anyway. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Not cool. Not cool. Let me know if that's cool. You think that's cool? You're absolutely right. Give them the option. I mean, the question is, would you want the option? Would you want the choice to say, hey, you know what? Regardless of what they say, I'm cool, or what you say, I'm cool with you. I'm cool with what you do for me. Because that in itself is more than enough. And it'll give you an opportunity to really appreciate the fact that somebody genuinely digs your monkey ass. For who you are. For you. So, go figure. Ball's in your court. So, if you're just joining tonight, once again, Real Aquarius 789 is in the room. XOXO Smith just joined the room. Welcome. The topic tonight is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Okay? Is it a lie or not? Sway join the room. Cheers to you, brother. The topic tonight is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Do you share your past with your mate or no? Huh? Meaning do you not tell, you keep it to yourself?
What's your past?
Your past.
Your past to yourself?
Do you keep your past to yourself or do you...
You gotta know who you're with. Or the situation or the relationship. Like, I mean, I feel like if you're a person who wants, I mean, like, I don't know, like, because sometimes you just can't kiss and tell.
Well, the thing is, would you want to be out, let's say you're a lady, right? And let's just say before you got with her, she was wild. And you ended up in a scenario, a situation where that was revealed to you. Would you want that to come from her, or would you rather hear it from someone else?
I'd rather hear it from both sides of the coin. For one, if someone tells me about something she did in the past, or if she was a wild girl or something like that, I mean, I would expect her to tell me, yo, I was a wild type of person, or, you know, I would, or either way. But it ain't gotta be it's only a problem when it becomes a disrespectful type of thing.
Right.
I mean, when somebody I know or somebody just trying to, you know, break us up, and they doing it out, they only saying it out of spite. You feel me?
Right.
So that's the only thing.
Yeah, I thank you, man. I thank you for your insight. You shed a lot of light on it from a man's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people gotta understand, like,
That's right.
And whether married or single or in a relationship, nobody really belongs to anybody. Like, but if you're married and you with somebody that you truly love, do right by them. Don't let outsiders in on your business, because that's the actual problem right there. A lot of people are scared to talk about certain things in a relationship because they always seeking validation from other people that's not even in the bed with them.
Right.
Oh girl, what you think about this? Or girl, he did this. Or like bro, like you like girl, is she a good fit? That's like we all go through that. But I feel like if people understood that whatever you like or whoever you like is all about, if you like that person, regardless if he was in the streets or he was in the streets, if you like and love that person, be with that person, will do right by them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Simple.
So it's good for them to, I guess, share those aspects of themselves with you, so that you're not unbeknownst to it. So you are a willing participant. It's greater to be accepted for who you are than not, right?
Facts.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Thank you, brother. It's good.
All right, bro.
Yep.
All right.
So we got another perspective from a true man. All right. So now what? What y'all thinking about? Understand that. What we got? If you're just joining tonight, the topic tonight is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Welcome, brother. Welcome.
I appreciate it. I apologize, brother. I was just watching. I accidentally hit the button.
But now that we got you here, man, go ahead and answer the question. What do you feel about it?
What was the question again?
Omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past, when it comes to new relationships?
Omission. So help me understand what omission regarding relationships actually means.
Certain things you keep to yourself that you don't share about yourself or your past.
Okay. So here's the thing, man. There in every relationship, there is no one direct path to happiness, right? What works for me in my home may not work for you in your home. There are some people, because of the fact that we're all different, there are some people that prefer the upfront and brutal honesty. But then there are also some people that that's not how they thrive. You have to know who your partner is. Because, in my relationship,
I guess we froze up a little bit. He's still there. Give us a second. Give him a second. Seems we lost him, or we're still spinning. I'm not sure. Give us a second. I guess he's on his pause on his line, his Wi-Fi. Anyway, if you're just joining the topic tonight, omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? That's the question. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? That's the question. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Omission. How privy is someone to know about some of the things or any of the things that you've done or were privy to do? There it is. A man that I see a future with will know anything that I think may threaten where we stand. I like that. But that works both ways. You know, a man should be sharing with you as well all the things that, you know, is going on with him or has gone on with him. You know, that could potentially be a threat to anything good that you have. So, yeah. Anyway, let me see if I can get this back up. Seems our screen is frozen on the gram. Welcome to the show. If you're on tonight, the topic is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? I don't know, we froze up on Instagram. If you can see me, let me know you're in the room. Let me know. Let me know. Anywho, let me restart Instagram. I'll get back on. We froze up over here. I'd like to get this gentleman back on the room, back on the live. Let's see what's up. I don't know what happened. The Wi-Fi on his side went. Alright. Okay, we're back. Can you see me on Facebook? If so, throw your thumb up. Give me a thumbs. Give me a like. And be sure it's not mine and it was his. Perfect. Alright. So now we're back. The question, omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Omission. a lie or not when it comes to your past? Welcome.
How are you?
Good. The topic tonight, omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past?
If it's relevant to the current relationship, however common, you have to decide what's relevant and what's not relevant. If the individuals had conversations before, where they quote unquote put everything on the table and this, whatever it is, wasn't put on the table, then yes. If it could potentially hurt your mate, absolutely. But like, I don't think I want my whole dude's big mileage. Like, I don't need to know all that.
I got that. But let's just say you're in a situation that you could cross paths with one of the alley cats. Would you want to know?
I mean, so if I, sorry, my dog, sit down, come face down. If you could cross paths with the alley cat, I guess it depends. It would depend on the likelihood. So I'll give you an example. I used to date a guy at my job, and before we started dating, he dated other girls. Well, our campus is really small, so like you probably should have let me know, yo. I used to, I was in a relationship with her, or I kicked it with her, blah blah blah, whatever. But it goes back to the conversation. Like, was there a conversation ahead of time that said, this is what I expect?
Well, my position on it and my thought is to say, well, would you want to be in a room and not know that they were there? Okay? Or let's just say on the other hand, how would it look if you introduced this individual to your new guy? This is my work partner, and we work together. But that other part never came out. But then he found out. And then to flip the script, let's say that were you.
Yeah.
Your new guy, he was working at a job and he used to knock somebody down there. And yeah, you came down and got introduced and all of that and went to the Christmas party and then found out through a drunken stupor that he used to sleep with her. How would you feel about that?
Yeah, I think I feel some kind of way, but I have 3 major rules that in any relationship that I have. Number 1, pussy I know's off limits. If I knew the pussy first, you shouldn't be knocking on. Number 2, don't ever lie to me. So if I ask you a question, be honest. And number 3, don't have me out here looking stupid. So in this specific guy, we went to a ball. We went to a ball and the female was there to the table and introduced her. And I knocked her off a couple of times. I wasn't really upset because it wasn't expected that she would be at the ball too.
Wasn't expected by who? You or by him? Or anyone for that matter?
I'm going to assume anyone. How's that? Because now, had he known she was going to be there, then yes, he should have said something. Yo, we may run into somebody.
There you go.
You know what I mean? That I know.
As an adult, that's what you do. That's what you should do. But most won't do it. Most won't do that.
But if that's the case, like, I live in the DMV. I'm not sure where all of your viewers live, but I live in the DMV. The likelihood of us seeing anyone anywhere, especially black people, that's in a certain tax bracket or credit score or social economic educational group is increased. So then that means I got to run down all of my pussy mileage. You got to run down all of your dick mileage. Like I got to give you the whole resume.
Right.
Is that something that somebody wants to hear?
You know what? Honestly, no one really wants to hear it, but sometimes you have to say, well, in certain situations, you have to go ahead and put certain things out there. you don't want I'll put it to you like this. It's like having a broad tell you about your man's body parts before he came and told you that he was there or this person was privy to you. And this is the kind of things that happen. You know, think about it. You talk about a man's dick miles. Would you want to be in a room with about 5 or 6 different women that he knocked down and their friends and everybody knows but you? Who would be the joke?
I get it.
Who would be the butt of the joke?
But I guess too, it also comes from like us being. I'm sorry.
Repeat. Go ahead. I wasn't speaking. You got the floor.
Oh, no worries. So I was saying, it also I guess depends on who you are and how comfortable you are with yourself. Like if that scenario that you said were to happen, I would have to keep it cheap because I got an ego, right? So I'd be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you and everybody else in here probably knocked him off.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I would have a conversation with my dude and be like, yo, like that wasn't cool. But was it lying? I can't necessarily say it was lying because if the chick wasn't relevant and isn't relevant today, then they're not relevant.
Right.
Like you can't have it both ways. You can't not want to know that your partner, and I hate to say this, has been quote unquote ran through everybody, and then but then you want to know at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now,
Yeah.
if the dude or girl is trying to be funny, like I'm still immature enough to think punching somebody in the face is the right answer.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how you relinquish it.
How you relinquish what?
How you relinquish your feelings or your emotions.
Right. Well, my first emotion is anger. So I was raised on survival.
Okay.
That's why punching somebody is, still acceptable.
Well, sometimes it can make you feel good to have that release.
Amen,
You know,
brother.
sometimes you gotta.
That's what I'm saying. Just bail me out of jail.
There you go. There you go.
This is another Infosol production.
There you go. Yeah, thank you for your time. Yes.
All right, let me try to get out of here because I always have trouble. All
But,
right, there's the end.
yep, there's the X. Someone said, I just want to make sure I'm not giggling with someone that used to swallow your kids. That's a good reason for him to be honest, especially if she's smiling around both of us. And I have no clue. See, that works both ways. Who wants to be around somebody laughing and the other individual used to swallow kids, so whatever. Yeah. If I find out, that's a whole problem. Some women are catty, and him not being honest from the jump is going to be crazy in the long run. That's what I'm talking about. See, but we do that as well. And ladies, you got to be honest, because trust me, there's nothing worse to a man than to have another man think he's got something up on him, especially when it comes to his home or his bedroom. Okay? You walking around, you smiling, you looking good, smelling good, and you're out, whatever. But unbeknownst to your guy, you haven't told him anything, where you're moving to and where you're going and all of those kind of things. Because trust me, believe me, if he tells you, hey, look, we going to XYZ, you know your past, you know who's there, you know who owns the spot, you know who you've been privy to run into there, deal with there, gone there, where, all those things. And that's something you should have a conversation with your significant other with. Yo, we used to go here and blah, 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 and there's a potential possibility we might run into them here. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, but this is it. Bam. This is what adults do, or adults should do. But that's not the case a lot of times in this society in which we live, i.e., retrospective, the verse that I was stating that was in the song. Took her out to the club. She gave a dude, somebody I knew, a hug. I know that hug because I used to do it back in the day when I used to knock her down. You understand? And it's not cool. That's a choice to allow your partner, man or woman, to walk into a scenario or a situation in which you knew that you had some actual action there or in without them knowing. At least give them the benefit of the doubt, to give them a heads up. take the target off their back. You know, don't make them look fucked up. And this is what's going on nowadays, and it's a shame. Yeah. So, you know, if you're just joining, the topic tonight is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? And I think if you find someone that you want to really invest yourself with, or your all with, these are some things that you have to decide and be willing to be open about, especially if it's sketchy. If you was into some sketchy shit, you've been to prison, whatever your thing was, you should be willing to let it all be on the table, because it's better to be accepted for who you are than to be accepted for who this individual believes you to be and you're not. Rita said maybe the soul should say you're better in bed, baby. Okay, that's ego. Okay. Well, you know, I don't know, man. When you leave one question, there's always going to be 10 more. So I don't care where you are, what you're doing, who you're doing it with. Try to be as forthcoming as possible. If you're really interested in the individuals, don't let them find out things about you that are unsavory, because that will actually really put a strain on your relationships. And here's the strain. The strain actually falls on you, because now it's your job to gain that trust, or that ounce or dose of integrity back. And if not, then hey, you're going to suffer, and it's going to phase out and fizzle out anyway. I mean, you know, I guess the only thing you could, you know, imagine or be cool with is that the motherfucker didn't, or she didn't put on that white tee and put in work. So, yeah, think about it. Oh, the voice is back. Let me see if I can get the brother back on, man. Finish answering this question. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, brother, we lost you. We lost you, brother.
Yeah, man. I think I sat there and talked for 30 minutes. I was talking to myself.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know what the reference was. I was just speaking in general, you know.
Right. The topic, like I said, once again, is omission. If you're just joining the room, omission, is it a lie or not when it comes to your past in your relationship? That's just the...
Did you catch any of what I
just a
said?
few seconds, and then you froze, and that was a wrap.
Yeah, I think I was speaking to your people because they were interacting with me. But then we couldn't see you.
Yeah.
Hey, I see that brother Darren Washington joined. That's a good brother right there.
Good brother.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Like I said, just you have to think about what the definition of a lie is.
Right.
A lie is something that's done in deception. Right? So just because there may be some information about my past that my wife is not aware of, that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that I'm lying. I think the important element of that is based upon relevance. So the elements of your past should be addressed as they are pertinent to the current relationship. Right?
Right.
So I don't know if necessarily if I was 15 years old and I had a porn addiction, but then I stopped at 17, I don't think it's relevant to ever bring that up, you know, in my marriage, because that was something that occurred as I was, you know, a teenager that had no bearing on what we're facing at that current moment.
Right.
You know, if she finds out that, you know, I did have an issue for those 2 years, you know, can she say that I lied to her? Well, no, not really. I mean, it was just the fact that that's information. It's just data, right?
Mm-hmm.
And data is just that. It's simply data until it becomes important. So
Well,
once the data becomes important, then
so put it this way, brother. Let me give you an analogy. Your wife working somewhere at an IT firm, right?
Sure.
And she got somebody she used to creep around with there, right? And she introduces you to him at the Christmas party. But things get weird, and you can kind of pick up on the energy, right? And then later on that night or the next morning, she tells you, yeah, I used to sleep with Sid. How would you feel about that?
Well,
And she let you meet him, and she introduced you like nothing ever happened between them.
so at the end of the day, you know, the fact that she brought it up is, you know, where the real challenge lies. People try to figure out, should I say something or should I not?
Mm-hmm.
In a situation like that, it goes back to my point. It's all about relevance. That is a relevant situation that needs to turn the data into a message.
ASAP.
How would I feel about it? Of course, you know, I'm gonna feel some type of way, but because of the fact that she brought it up, do you get upset if, you know, she doesn't bring it up at that exact moment? Well, no, because that may not be the right time or the place. Right?
Well, you know what? Honestly, bro, if she was working there 5 years and she was married to you 5 of those years, the time was then
The time was then
to let you know, hey, I had a at work husband. Before.
So she had an at-work husband before we got married.
Exactly.
Did he work at the same place that we are currently working?
He was the one she introduced you to.
Oh, at that particular moment. Okay, well, the way I look at it, I personally, I wouldn't be upset if she didn't lead the conversation with, hey, baby, this is my old work husband. If now the whole situation is uncomfortable right at that moment,
Mm-hmm.
right? If she doesn't have any intentions, then she doesn't necessarily have anything to feel guilty about. And so then she comes back and talks to me when we're, you know, free from that environment. Or maybe after the introduction is done, we go back to the table and she tells me right there. Right?
So you don't believe that she should have shared that information with you because she was privy to it 5 years before the introduction, that this is what's going on or had gone on at my job prior to the Christmas party. Hey, look, we going in here and I need to tell you something. I used to sleep with Sid. We dated. We had a thing. Whatever.
So yeah, so that was my question. If he worked at the same place that, you know, that if they're still potentially having a working environment, then it goes back to my statement. That is an element of relevance.
There you
It's
go.
relevant, so that data needs to turn to a message.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how you determine what is appropriate and what's not. You have to determine what the relevance is.
Right.
If the relevance is, look, I'm married and I'm working at an area where, you know, I used to date someone, then yeah, just, you know, let me know that. Now, you know, I'll take it and do with it what I choose to. But at the end of the day, I can't knock you because you were just providing me with some relevant data. So it all depends on the relationship. It all depends on, you know, who you are as a person. It all depends on if you're a jealous individual, and you know, there are all different types of, you know, aspects that are, you know, have to be considered.
Right.
You know, go through certain stuff like that. So
Right.
that's just
Well,
my take on it.
like Daryl just chimed in, right? He said, we all have a past. It's all about transparency. Waiting to get home would be best. Why ruin your night? I get that. But if you have the information prior to us going to the event, why not prime your mate or significant other before you go there so they're prepared? You know, because that's a fucked up situation to say, you got me in a place and you got this guy's watching me all night, potentially, or woman watching your woman all night, you know, vice versa, when that information could have been shared prior to, you know, as opposed to them walking in and just being the butt of a joke.
I get your point. And you know, Daryl, to your point, it is the past, you know, but at the end of the day, you have to be aware that sometimes your past, if it's in a position to meet your future,
Exactly.
you have to protect your future.
Yeah, you got to have that discussion.
Protect my future than to protect my past.
There you go. There you go.
So that's just my take on it, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Anytime, man, we're here. This is our platform, man. Thank you.
All right.
Just tap the X up on it. Press the X.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Well, you know, sometimes, or as a guy, we would become paranoid and the environment would be uncomfortable because now you would be looking to see if there's still chemistry. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the guy. I mean, I honestly wouldn't, you know, because I'm not insecure about no other guy, but, you know, for other reasons about my past, I just like to know who's who, you know, in a room. And that's just that. But, yeah, I love this this conversation. It's healthy. It's very healthy dialogue. We all have our different opinions and positions on things, and it's healthy to have these dialogues with intelligent people. This is not my platform. This is ours. So, you know, I'm here. I'm a vessel, and I'm open for all sorts of topics. Anything you have, man, shoot them to me, man. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. One all, man. Come on. You know, this is what we need as black people, as people of color, you know, to have healthy, intellectual, stimulating conversation with one another. You know, things that's going to edify us and give us that opportunity to pause and think and take a breath and see how things may be very, very relevant and maybe irrelevant to the way we move and the things we think in our lives and our daily get along. So, yeah, once again, man, if you're just joining, the topic tonight is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? Let's just say you had a record. You had a police record or of something, of some sort, or you had a record of, let's say you had a record of one of the worst crimes. Let's say you were acquitted of it, but there's still a record of arrest. Would you share that with your significant other, or would you not? Is that relevant? You know, because those are other things that could be, you know, could hinder your life. You know, whether you get a job or those kind of things. Those records. You know, those are just, you know, just another, you know, topic that could be, you know, a topic of discussion in omissions. You know, you could have been a crackhead. You could have been an alcoholic. Anything. Do you share those things? You know, if you're in recovery, you're always in recovery. You know, so they say. I think that if you kick it, you kicked it. So that's just that. Yeah. Mallory said it also depends on each individual and what they value. If they don't value progression in a relationship, they don't or they won't care about what may affect the relationship. If they value sex only, then they definitely won't say a word. If they value love and respect, they will say what they think is important in order for the relationship to progress. Wonderful. I feel Daily Dahlia, she said, I feel women need to consider a man's pride. Don't put him in a position where he feels like a man had one up on him. Hey, I say the same thing. You know, not that we're out here looking, but subconsciously, that's an ill feeling, you know, to walk away and know that that was allowed. And that's on both parts. Let's just say you were in the similar situation as a woman. And I knew, and I didn't say anything until later. Okay, shit, the damage is done. You've actually had me out there, and to me, that's like sleeping with the enemy. You allow somebody to bring a move to me. Women have pride too, of course. That's why you should share those things with your woman before you get into those situations. Yeah, we go into this restaurant or this cookout, and I've been down here before, but this person has been here numerous times because they have a spot over on this side that they work or, you know, whatever. So they may pass us, I may see them, and we never really departed on bad terms. It was just whatever the situation was, and we hooked up a few times after we stopped seeing each other. So what that tells you is that there's always a propensity for things to happen based on someone throwing their hat in the ring. So what does that say? What does that do for you? So yeah, wow, awesome conversation this evening. I'm just you know, I'm here. Like I said, it's great to talk to great people like you all, my wet folks. You know, the acronym is with exceptional taste. Great things, great things. If you go to the club together, do you think they should point out who they slept with? Usually in the club, man, shit is a blur. So, unless a person's engaged and are trying to get at them or something, or get at you or something, no. It's different when you go into a ball because you're there to hobnob and engage with folks and, you know, catch the situation. But club environments, man, you're in your own space, they're in their own space, moving about, whatever, they're passing. 9 times out of 10 they may see you, but hell no. There's no need. No need. Yeah. Because I mean, shit, if you're in a club, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be in there with somebody you knocked down anyway, so, or knocked you down anyway. So that's just a given. So unless they get down the line and okay, and they do something disrespectful, then yeah, okay, you can have that conversation. But other than that, no, I wouldn't care. Not there for that. Not anywhere for that, but in certain scenarios, it's always good to know. Especially things that are mainstays in your life, like job, business, church, whatever, you know, things that you're going to consistently, at some point in time, return to or be a part of or extend to your significant other to be a part of in your life. So there. Why is the club different? The argument is the same. No, it actually isn't, because the club usually means that motherfuckers is moving around and, you know, there's a passing. Now, unless you want to say it later, cool, because club is, it's like most places, it's public domain, but there's a chance that you can see the Pope in a club. You understand? So that's what makes that different. It's not like an enclosed environment where you come in there with an intent to boom. It's like, okay, you go and you rent a store next to somebody you used to sleep with and you partnered up with your husband now. And you don't tell your husband, but your husband finds out later that the dude who owns the store next door to you guys used to sleep with your wife. That's crazy. A chance you see anyone anywhere. Either you tell all or you don't say shit. Well, I tell you like this. To each his own. I have my parameters, and those are my opinions about it. You know, if it's just some shit that we end up in a place that we ain't ever coming back to again, or potentially not coming back to again, and there's nothing of a threat to me, in club environments, unless the motherfuckers in your face, ogling and all of that, there's nothing to talk about. Because like I said, motherfuckers are going to be in the club, depending on where you go. But think about it now. You go to places that you would potentially frequent, job, you know, frequent places that you would end up taking someone that you are with, that you go together. Yeah. So, someone said club is different unless she or he is in my face talking to him or talking to me, whatever, vice versa. So, that's the difference. If you're just joining, the topic tonight is omission. Is it a lie or not when it comes to your past? You know, at Daily, I need some expungement. The past with drugs or criminal history, I mean, my uncle is Supreme Court judge. I can expunge records, but to the average person, it's who they became, not who they were. Yeah, I know I ruffled some feathers on here earlier, you know, had some people dropping some bombs. I had to kind of deal with them. I don't do no bullshit talking on here because we ain't got to do that. I'm not a computer gangster. We can meet up somewhere and we can work about it if that's what you want to do. You know, this is a forum where we can talk, but we don't have to use certain words. And yeah, keep your shit in perspective, because trust me, The number works. That number on the bottom of this thing over here on the scroll, and I can put it up over here too on Instagram. You can call me direct and say, hey, we need to meet up, and we can make that happen all day long. All day long. I like contact. So yeah. So with that said and done, man, anything y'all feeling, man, and y'all like that y'all want to do, y'all get out here and do it. Don't let anybody tell you you're crazy and you can't do something. With all you're getting, get understanding. Get understanding. Just like we're getting understanding tonight, there's different views and different points of views, different opinions. We all come from different walks of life. It's what makes us individuals. It's what makes us great. So keep pushing. Keep pushing. Shit, if you got to piss on a spark plug to make it work, that's what you got to do. All right? Just keep pushing. Keep focused. You know, I know the haters is out here, and when they're hating, you keep doing what you're doing because you're doing something right. They only hate you because they can't do what you do. They're still trying to figure out how it is you do what you do. They don't see you praying day and night. They don't see you. They don't see the sacrifices you making. They don't see you carrying that bologna sandwich to work because you saving up to buy a house, get your credit right, get your money right. They don't see that. They don't see those things. They don't know whose you are. They don't know who's praying for you. You know, they say prayers of the righteous availeth much. Trust me, I am firm proof of that. Because trust me, I know somebody was praying for my dumb ass for years. Yeah. Because if the devil would have had it any way, I'd have been dead long ago in my sins. So, you know, I say things that I say and I have these conversations and some people will take it personally. It's not because I'm saying it to be personal or offensive. It's the fact that sometimes we need to think. And to address a situation, if you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, don't cheat. Why the fuck are you cheating? You always have problems, man. There's always ups and downs. Why diminish or devalue yourself, man or woman, for a cheap thrill? Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't maintaining. That's extra. That's a trick of the enemy to keep you attaching souls to you, so you can't see things. You can't see straight. You can't focus. You can't function. And it takes time to purge those soul ties, man. I'm telling you, this shit is real. Think about it, man. You could be sitting somewhere and talking to a friend or a cousin or a co-worker, and somebody could come up to you and say a few words, and you'll feel like your heart done fell out of the bottom of your body, and you're trying to figure out what the hell just happened. This person just came and sucked y'all's soul right out of y'all bodies and walked off because they've attached their spirit to you in the midst of conversation, or brought their energies to you in the midst of conversation. Women, when you lay with a man, that man becomes a part of you. Weak or strong. And everyone else he's laying with becomes a part of you too. Years ago, older lady told me that. Say, you out here, you be married and you doing shit. One of these girls, these women, they're going to understand who they are, and they're going to send that spirit home to your significant other, your woman, your wife, and you're going to have issues. I'm trying to tell you, don't play with that spiritual thing. Keep yourself as clean and as pure as possible, because you are priceless. There's no price on you. God made you great. He made you perfect. Perfect in every way. Perfect because he broke the mold when he made you. There's only one you. So even when somebody calls you out or calls your mistakes to you, it ain't necessarily that person. A lot of times, man, God uses people to get you to see the shit that you don't see for yourself, because we're like a car. We're constantly waxing. And when you're waxing off the wax, you got to step back from it to see whether or not you got all the wax off of it. And a lot of times it takes another set of eyes to tell you, hey, you missed a spot. You missed a spot. We can't take that kind of shit personal. We take it all and call it all joy that somebody even cared enough about us to say something to us. Because, trust me, motherfuckers ain't caring about people out here. People are hurting, and they hurting people. Shame. Those that got babies, kiss your babies tonight. Pray for those babies. Pray for their health and protection and their strength, because they are killing babies out here. Mother down in Texas stabbed her babies up. You ain't gonna tell me that something ain't wrong And this is not the first one. This has been going on for the last couple of weeks. These babies have been getting hurt and so on and so forth. Even though we sit here and we talk about this minuscule stuff, but this is what's happening. People are killing each other over coins, over pennies. It's happening. If you're on here, you're blessed, man. If you're alive, you're blessed. You can make the change in any aspect of your life, man. I thank y'all, man, for all that y'all have been a part of this evening, this wonderful conversation. And it's a great thing, man. It's a great thing. I can't even utter the thanks, man. But I appreciate y'all so much. And yeah, as much as I do, y'all gotta get the fuck off my line.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert! All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.